For calls the case people versus Cavalcanti. Not that I wanted to call it, but
We so appreciate that you did.
You weren't even paying attention because of Russian.
I know, she's distracting. Christina Costantino appearing on behalf of Mr. Conde. Mr. Conde, can you state your name for the record?
Cavalcanti.
And Your Honor, we did review and receive a copy of a letter that is apparent, I believe, sent to the court from the complainant. Frankly, Judge, I think that further supports our bond argument, and I mean, perhaps a dismissal, although I'm sure the people are not willing to do that at this stage of the proceedings. This letter indicates that the complainant was not sober, was high on hallucinogen type of mushrooms at the time that this incident was reported. It also indicates that any injuries were a cause of self-harm. So we would ask that the court consider removing his tether at a minimum.
Right. Yes, Verosa.
Strangulation with a scarf. There are photographs showing ligature marks on the victim's neck. I understand the victim's writing in and the recantation in this matter. However, I am extremely concerned at the potential safety risk for the victim. At this point, we haven't heard testimony either way, and I believe that it would be appropriate to reconsider removal of the GPS tether after preliminary examination. I don't think that I think that that's premature at this point.
Anything else?
Your Honor, I would just point out that I don't believe that the people are going to be able to meet their burden if the testimony is anything like what's contained within this letter. And I disagree a bit about the characterization of the alleged injuries, and the complainant herself is saying that those were the cause of self-harm.
All right. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I mean, this letter came as a surprise to both sides. People haven't had an opportunity to talk with the alleged victim in this case. What I'm going to do is at this time, I'm going to deny the motion for any bond reduction. I'll have the tether continue, let the people check into it. Certainly, I'll be more than happy to, well, not happy, but I will revisit it if necessary on the 29th.
Thank you, Judge. We appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you. Court does call the case people versus David Epps.
The attorney Morgan Burroughs on behalf of Diesel.
Deborah Geraldine Bledsoe Ford on behalf of David Tyrone Epps.
Can't see her. She doesn't have her camera on. That's why you can't see her.
Oh, yes. Good morning, Your Honor. Deborah Geraldine Bledsoe Ford on behalf of David Tyrone Epps.
All right. Sir, can you state your name, please?
David Tyrone Epps.
All right. What are we doing on this?
Your Honor, I have seen my client twice. He does have discovery. We're requesting a preliminary examination.
If you want to do that today, I know he has an additional case resulting from bond violations in this case that is coming. He was arraigned on it yesterday. The witness intimidation on a 10+ year felony due to jail calls he has made to third parties and the victim in this matter. It's my understanding that that should be set for PCC probably, I believe it's next week. So I'm wondering if we want to wait for that case to catch up.
I think that makes sense.
So he's going to be arraigned on that when?
It was arraigned yesterday. He was arraigned yesterday.
Did it get set? Did you get a new PCC date yesterday? For the 22nd? Yes. Okay. So what I'll do.
Your Honor, I haven't been assigned to that matter. My client advised me by phone that he was arraigned on that case. So I just would like to put that on the record.
Okay. And so it may be that either the PD is going to represent him or they got to come off of. Well, it flows, the allegations flow from this case, which means they're going to likely withdraw in any event. So I'll set this over to the 22nd, 2024 at 9. Let the other case catch up. Bond will continue. Yeah.
Can I ask, are his phone privileges in place in this case? If they are, I would ask for them to be revoked.
Well, we would object.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, counsel?
Well, he's entered a not guilty plea, and on that basis, we would object.
Connor, he has made over 89 calls directly to the victim from his, him, and others, specifically talking about the allegations in this case, as well as offering to have a third-party individual deliver money to the victim in order to prevent her from participating here. I would strongly ask this court to revoke any phone privileges. I will also be blocking the phone numbers of the individuals with whom he is arranging that transfer of money, as well as the victim's phone numbers, plural, because she has been changing them.
Well, I just indicated I've talked to him from the jail, so that would stop communication between he and I.
Well, no, it would not. He would still have access to his attorney.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm going to do, pending a hearing, and counsel, you can review the phone calls, because I think the phone calls are probably going to relate to the other charges. At this time, given what's been said, the defendant's phone privileges are hereby revoked. And counsel, if you have an objection to that, certainly you can file a motion with the court and I'll hear it. But at this time, I'm revoking his phone privilege. Thank you.
Thank you. And the next date is August.
August 22nd.
Oh, excuse me. I'm looking at today's. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.